Hey, something chasing that bird around the water right there. Look at it. Look at it. There is a muskie after that bird. He just grabbed that bird and pulled it under the water.
Oh
Look at him. He's trying to get him.
Oh my gosh, he's killing him. I thought you were joking. It's really happening.
Yeah. Look at it. He got away from him.
Oh, he's going to
Guys, that's the craziest thing I've seen in a while right there. Is he gone? Did he get him? No, he's still swimming around right there.
Oh.
Nope. He got away from him. Guys, that was the craziest thing I've literally seen in months. There's a culvert right here, and there's always fish in that culvert. And I told Larry we're going to fish near the boat ramp for a minute. Larry's here. We're going to talk to Larry here in a second. I told Larry that we're going to fish near the boat ramp for a minute because there's always fish in that culvert. But I just saw a muskie come up behind a little bitty coot and try to eat him. Like, literally watched his tail come out. I could see the back of his fin and his tail come out. And he grabbed that little coot and pulled him under the water. Dude, that's nuts.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty swag.
Pretty swag. All right, hey, what's up, guys? Here we are, back at it again. We're about to get after it today, and it is another great day to be alive, another great day to go fishing. But again, the weather is it's gnarly today. Like, it is 100% chance of rain all day long. It has warmed up though. That's good, because last time we were here was 39 degrees and raining, and today it's 57 degrees and raining. But I got my buddy with me, Mr. Larry Mountain.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Old Larry Bear's here, and I'm very excited. He came up from Alabama. He's going to spend a few days with me.
Yep.
I'm going to fish a kayak tournament too this weekend, which ought to be fun. And
yep, we're going to catch them.
Going to catch them.
We're going to catch some bass this weekend.
Going to catch them.
We might even catch 100,000 pounds. 3 days, 3-day total. Biggest 3-day bag ever caught. 100,000 pounds.
100,000 pounds.
And we're going to win $100,000 million.
I like the aspirations. I can't promise any of that to y'all, but hey, that's the title of this video: fishing for $100,000 million.
Yeah, $100,000 million catching 100,000 pounds.
All right, boys and girls. Yeah, we're gonna get our rain suits on, get the AFCO gear on, because that's literally, we're gonna need it today because it is pouring the rain. And without further ado, I'm gonna shut up. Larry's gonna shut up, and we're gonna catch some fish. There we go. There we go. That's a good one too. Hey Larry, get the net for me, bud. Yeah. There we go. Faithful. Yep.
Give me that. Oh.
Hey.
That's a bass.
That's a bass. That's old greenfish too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He ain't that big. I thought he was a lot bigger than that. But he dog stomped it, son. I mean, like, he was like, huh.
I need that.
Yeah. Give me that crawdad.
Got the first one of the day, baby.
Heck yeah, skunk's out of the boat. All right, guys, so I'm going to do a little bit of a voiceover right here just because it was raining so hard this day. It would have been hard for you guys to understand me through my GoPro audio, but I still want to provide you guys some value in this video by explaining to you guys what I was looking for when we started fishing this day. So obviously it's raining, right? In this video, it's raining a lot, and it had been raining for the previous 2 days as well. We had got like over 6 inches in 2 days of just straight rain. And the day that we were actually fishing, we were going to get another like 3 or 4 inches of rain. And so in the previous video that I did where I was cranking the Money Badger crankbait, they had dropped the water 3-4 feet to prepare for the rain that was coming in. And so they dropped the water, which pulled those fish off the bank and kind of made them get a little bit deeper. Whereas in this video, the opposite happened. The water started coming back up just because of the natural inflow from all the rain, and those fish followed that water right back up and they got on the bank. And so I'm fishing a lot of the same stuff that I was fishing before, but instead of focusing on like the ends of the trees like I focused on in the other video, I'm focusing on the base of the trees, and I'm focusing on what's on the bank, because what happens is when that water starts to rise back up, those fish will follow that water and they'll get up on the bases of those trees rather than out on the limbs and want to be in that little bit of deeper water. But thought I would interject here just to kind of explain that to you guys so that you have an understanding of what I'm looking for while I'm actually fishing and going down the bank rather than just the fish catches, because it doesn't really explain kind of what I'm looking for. But you guys will see later on in the video here in just a minute what actually happens when the water gets dirty.
She fell out and Dottie said, "Dang, Grandma, you could at least told me so I could have caught you." And Grandma, like, she was on her hands and knees on the ground dying laughing. I was like, you know, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Golly.
oh, that's a big one?
Yeah.
Let me put him in the net for you, bud. What side?
This side. In the net. That's a big old smallmouth, son. Come here. Hell yeah.
We need to redo that high five whenever we get a second.
Heck yeah. That's what I'm wanting right there. Ain't a giant, but it's one of the rider ones.
Yeah, that's a 2.5 maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Look at that. I mean, do you think he freaking wanted that money badger? Oh, man. That's fun. He slammed that thing too. Woo-wee. Yeah. That's what I was talking about. When they eat it with freaking intention.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Wait, there's more. That one was big though. That was a good fish that missed it back there. There we go. See? Well, that one, he got it.
Don't fool me this time, Mr. Bass.
Ain't no worrying about whether he coming off or not.
Yeah.
You know, people are probably tired of seeing me catch them on a money badger.
Yeah.
But it's like that scene from, you know, Grandpa, I'm tired. Well, too damn bad.
Too damn bad, buddy. Money badger.
If I eating a money badger, son, I'm throwing it.
Yep. Throwing into them. They're trying to kill it.
Yeah. They're eating it with intention.
Yeah.
Well, all that means is that one just followed it all the way to the boat. What that means is that they're really keyed in on this. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like they're keyed in on crawdads.
Right, yeah.
Or they're keyed in on something. That's a big one right there.
Got him?
Yep.
Big?
Yep. He ain't that big. He ain't that big.
No?
He just hammered it, dude. I mean,
Oh, yeah. That's the biggest one of the day, though.
it's kind of what we were just talking about, that they just freaking, I mean, they're eating it with intention. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like they have the intention of eating this thing. And I think a lot of it, guys, just to kind of follow through with that thought, is they're eating crawdads. They're really kind of focused in on these bright colors. Larry's throwing a crawdad color, I'm throwing a crawdad color. And when these fish get keyed on these crawdads, it's like, I don't know, it's crazy. The intensity in which they eat something is honestly amazing, but I just think it's because it's so full of nutrition. You know, there's another one. Oh, he just came off.
Oh, did he break it?
That's awesome. But yeah, guys, I mean, they get it. They straight get it.
Dude, everybody that I'm cool with, we have open relationships. Like, if I stutter, if you...
Golly. No, he ain't even that big, dude. He just, I mean, stomped it. That little brown fish. Hey, you want to know something about a smallmouth, Larry?
Say it again?
You want to know something about a smallmouth?
What?
You grab his belly, he calms down.
Yeah.
Oh, God. God, that's a pretty fish. Look how pretty that fish is, man. Gold. Long. Beautiful.
Happy. Until you put hooks in his face. You really are a bad person for that.
Yeah, they can't feel it. Fun fact, guys. Regardless of what PETA tells you, fish don't feel pain. They actually don't have the part of the brain that makes them to be able to feel pain. They can feel pressure, so that's why they fight back when you stick them in the mouth with something, is because they feel pressure pushing back on them, and it's not natural for anything in nature to push back against them or pull back against them, so that they think something's got a hold of them. And then they can also feel changes in temperature. So, you know, like if the water gets warmer or gets colder, they can feel that. But other than that, fish don't feel pain at all, because they literally don't have the part of the brain that they need to feel pain. There we go. Yep. Oh, man. Well, actually, yeah. Another good one.
Yeah.
Yep, it's another good one. Ooh, almost dropped it. See that? Oh, dang, do you think he freaking wanted it?
That's a nice one.
I really like, I'll be honest, guys. If this doesn't convince you to go and hit the link in the bio and buy some money badgers, I really don't know what else does. And just the way they're eating this thing, man. God, that's a pretty smallmouth. Lord of mercy. Look at that. That is a beautiful fish. Beautiful. Oh, look, he's got crawdad pinchers in his throat. Check this out, Larry. See right there?
Oh, yeah.
Those are crawdad pinchers. Check that out, guys. I don't know if you can see it. Right in the back of his throat are crawdad pinchers, and they are bright orange and red, too. Yep. That's awesome, man. Thank you, buddy.
Nice little...
There we go. Yeah, he came right out of that tree. That was awesome, dude. Cookie cutters, man. I'm catching cookie cutters.
All of them the same.
Every single one of them. Hell, even the smallmouth was the same size. There's another little cookie cutter. They ain't big, but they're fun.
Giving it out just to show that like it's given. You know, I want to do it just so I know where all the stuff is going and not like
What I always... Oh, I got him. Look at him. He wasn't even fighting.
Hey.
That's funny, man. Look, he's fighting now. He's woke up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Look, another little cookie cutter one.
Yep. I mean, they're all good though. They're dinky, but they're not dink. You know?
Yeah. No joke, me and Larry have not picked up, we hit 3 different like juice banks. They're like some of my best stretches lately and didn't get a bite. And we put the trolling motor down on this bank and have not picked it up for probably like 1.25 miles.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's funny because you'll hit like these stretches and you know, you'll hit a stretch and there'll be 4 or 5 fish all in one stretch. And then you'll go and you'll go and you'll go and then you'll hit another stretch and there's a few fish there. So it's interesting, this pattern, you know, I've been following this pattern. You guys have been watching on these videos. We follow this pattern and it's been interesting to see it develop. You know, how it kind of started with you go down a bank and catch a bunch, and then it developed into they were kind of wanting to be on specific things like laydowns, and now it's kind of even developed more into there's specific stretches within the banks that these fish are wanting to sit. And yeah, I don't know, it's just interesting. That's a big one, dude. I'm hung in this tree too.
We'll just take us over there.
We're gonna get it. Good job, Larry. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah,
heck
you ain't
yeah,
going nowhere
dude.
now, buddy.
Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a nice one.
Heck yeah. Right
That's
up
a
on
honka.
right up on the bank, dude. Right up on the bank.
That clear water, that dirty water, it's gonna be shallow.
Yeah, that's right. A little bit of mud pushed him right up on the bank, son. All right, buddy. Hey, ain't half bad in there. He's a little rough, but
That's a bass.
right up on the bank. See you, bud. Still eating that orange? That's the funny part, dude, is check this out. Is it's that same Dad Jim orange?
Yep.
Just in...
Just a jig.
Just a jig. That's funny, man. Dude, he stroked it too. That was awesome. That was a good bite. I gotta retie that though. Look at that. Roughed my line up just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little here.
Alright guys, well, picked up the Blaze Berkeley Powerbait skirted jig there. Got it paired up with a little chigger crawl on the back, but been throwing the money badger in the blaze color all day, so we picked up the jig in the same color, fishing it in this muddy water right here. Essentially what's happening is the spring is running in the back of this little pocket right here, and it's just muddied all this water up. And what happens when this water muddies up like this and the water comes up as quickly as it has, it pushes those fish right up on the bank. And I mean, that fish literally was sitting in inches of water. I don't know how I didn't see his back sticking out of the water. That's how shallow he was. And that's just what they do. When the water rises, those fish follow that water right up, and they'll sit with their nose to the bank, and as soon as something hits the water, they'll try to eat it. And that jig was no different. It's as good, it's bright, it's got a good profile, and yeah, skip it up under a tree and catch a fish like that. Nice little bonus fish that you set the hook into and then get hung up in a tree, and then your buddy Larry gets it out of the tree for you. Yep. You know, it's yeah, it is what it is. Because I'll tell you, if Larry wasn't here, I would have looked like a monkey trying to screw a football trying to get that fish out of that tree. So glad old Lair Bear was here to help me.
So as you guys just saw, that fish was right up on the bank. And like I said earlier in the video, when that water rises, those fish will follow that water up, and they want to be closer to the bank. You know, rather than being in the treetops when the water's down, like I said, and wanting to be in a little bit deeper water, they're going to want to be in that cover that's closer to the bank. But something that you'll notice about this muddy water is they get even tighter to cover, and it's even more specific of where you need to be throwing and what you need to be looking for when the water actually gets dirty. Now, like you guys saw in the little bit clearer water, those fish are close to the bank, but some of them kind of want to be away from the bank. They'll follow the crankbait, you know, they'll eat that crankbait right up under the boat, and they'll be a little bit more prone to follow things off the bank and want to actually chase things down and eat them. But when I get in this dirty water is where I pick up the jig, and I get really specific with where I'm pitching that jig and putting it right on the cover that those fish want to be living on. And that's something to keep in mind, that when you get in that muddy water, that you gotta slow down a little bit, because number one, there's not as much visibility. A lot of the times you gotta hit those fish right on top of the head with that bait to get them to actually eat it, because when the water does get muddy, an instinctual drive to protect themselves overrides the instinctual drive to eat, and so they'll tuck themselves right up on a tree limb or a log or a rock, and they'll just sit there and wait for something to literally crawl by their face before they eat it. So you got to be a lot more specific with your casts. And then obviously in that dirtier water, you know, something like a crankbait that when it hits the water, immediately it starts moving and pulls out of that strike zone. Those fish aren't going to chase that down, so that's when you got to switch up to something like a jig. But I just wanted to interject here as well, just to give you guys, you know, a piece of valuable information, that when I did get in that muddy water, when I left the clear and went into the muddy water, is when I'm going to pick up that jig, something a little bit slower, something I can be a lot more specific and kind of tactical with, and put it right where I need to put it to get those fish to eat. But just keep that in mind. If your guys' lakes have muddied up because of all the rain we've had over the past few weeks, be very specific as to where you're throwing. So like I said, they're going to move up on the bank, they're going to get on the more tighter cover that's up to the bank, like the, you know, the bases of those trees and stuff like that. But with your cast, you need to be even more specific and literally put it right on the base of that tree sometimes, or right up behind that rock, or right at the edge of that laydown to get those fish to eat.
And the dude's like not really just Asian, but he just puts it on for the video.
Yep.
And like somebody will be talking about like cooking rice or something. Look
yep.
Here.
Go on. Is that a fish?
That
Net?
fish is on the bank, dude. That's
Net or no?
Good and on the bank.
Net?
No. Are you kidding me? Look at
on
this.
The rocks?
Look at this. He was literally sitting
on the rock.
I was picking, like trying to get a backlash to come out, and he was on.
Look at the other side of him, dude. You're gonna lose your mind when you see that.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah. You put your hand all in that too.
Look,
just think.
I don't even have him hooked. I don't have him hooked.
It's just pressure.
That's pressure impinged in his mouth. Look at that.
Let me see that side of him.
Look at that nastiness.
What got to him over there, you think?
Something probably hit him and got an infection. There you go, guys. I don't know, for some reason my camera wouldn't record him, but check this out. I don't even have him hooked. He was right up on the bank, and I just have the pressure of the crankbait stuck in his mouth. That's freaking nuts, dude. There you go, guys. All strung out when he's got some kind of nasty disease on his side there. Well, he's dead now. Just knocked every bit of that nasty disease off of her into my boat. Come here, fish. Dude. Hell's bells. Get back in the water.
Nope, that's why I do like you, Larry. It's because he's a good dude. Larry's a good dude, and this is a good smallmouth.
Big fish?
He feels not small. He feels not small. Yeah,
Hasn't came up yet?
or I got him hooked on the side of the head. I got him hooked on the side of the head, what it is. I get him.
Nothing there.
No, I think we're good. Yeah, it's got him hooked on the side of the head.
I like this net.
Thank you, sir.
Big, has a nice purdy handle. Purdy handle, boy. I tell you, Al's got a purdy handle on his net, boy.
There you go, guys. That's a little pretty fish. That one's a little bit healthier than that ugly one
Yeah.
I saw a few minutes ago.
Looks nice.
Boys and girls, we're done for today. It has been gnarly to say the least. It has rained, it has poured. Me and Larry are soaked to the bone, but guess what? We're both happy to be alive. Me and Larry were just talking about how today is one of those days that 10 years from now, we're gonna look back and we're gonna look at each other and remember that it's be like, you remember that day that we stood out there like two dumbasses in the pouring rain and caught fish? And,
Yeah, we came right here.
Yeah, look at this mud. Look at this mud line, guys. I mean, that shows you how hard it's raining. Just look at the current coming out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's raining, like it's raining hard, but it's a great day to be alive, folks. I mean, me and Larry, I love Larry because Larry has the same kind of outlook that I do, that when you get up, any morning that you get up, that you're 6 foot above the ground is a great day to be alive, and today was no different. Even though the weather was gnarly, even though it rained like it did, it was fun. And so Larry's here, he's gonna be here for a couple days. Tomorrow, we literally are gonna go make it up because with it raining like this, I have no idea what to do, to be honest with you. Just as muddy and like rainy as it is, we're gonna have to go find something interesting to get into, but I'm definitely sure that we can do it. But yeah, guys, glad you guys clicked on this one. It was a fun day. Go down in the description. I'll have the AFCO rain gear that I used today linked. Larry's is linked down there too. All the baits, everything's linked down below. I'm so glad that you guys clicked on this video. I really do appreciate y'all. And without further ado, you guys are sweet. Thank you for watching.